This game is a very simple one. However, the game itself levels up instead of the player. So the more you play, the less simple it becomes. Every level is randomly generated, so if you mess one up, you can never try it again. So please, take your time. There's no need to rush. Signed, Little Bird. Hey, I'm playing Not the Robots, a game in which you're a little robot who eats office furniture. Some might interpret the title to mean that there will be no robots in the game, but I think it's more like maybe some guy who gets back into the office after you clear the level and everything is gone. So he's like, oh no, not the robots. The whole office is gone. What will I say to my boss now? I have to turn in some reports on Monday, or whatever. To finish the stage in this game, you have to complete a task before you can return to the little tube that you spawned in. Usually your task is eating a certain number of furniture pieces before you can return to the tube. You can also eat all of the furniture in a level for a bonus. You can look around the level before you decide where to spawn. This can be really important because of the little sentries, those little floating skulls that you see there. Sometimes they'll be positioned in a way that they'll spot you right as you spawn and start shooting at you, and that's bad. Being spotted by the sentries makes the level about 1 billion times as hard. But luckily for you, the little furniture eating robot, you can pick up abilities that can prevent you from being spotted or help you hide once you've been spotted. You can also duck and hide behind furniture to protect yourself. The unique thing about this game though is that you have to eat the furniture in order to continue with the level, so you have to decide when to destroy your own cover. Once your health reaches 0, then it's game over, and you have to start from the beginning. The levels are randomly generated, so you'll be getting a different level each time you play. Some of them will have different game elements, like lasers, as you can see here. You could duck under the yellow lasers, but the blue lasers are too low to duck under, so you just have to avoid those or like walk around them.
Case study subject, Bob Robertson. Position, phone support. Reason for attention, Mr. Robertson appears to greatly dislike his job. Full description below. Mr. Robertson has been successful at fulfilling his position, but he shows continuous signs of disrespect for Solar Group as a whole. He makes backhanded remarks to members of management on a relatively frequent basis. Security has been notified of his potentially unstable attitude as a precautionary measure. We would like to avoid another incident like the one involving the late James Tillman in building number 40 on 34th Street.
You'll also find like item blocks with recordings. I think they add feeling to the game, I guess. They give more of an atmosphere. Like they give you some insight to what that particular universe is like. You also encounter these lava blocks which turn on and off every few seconds. You have to be careful about taking damage. The lasers and the lava alone probably won't kill you, but as you go through the levels, the damage really adds up. And since you only get 1 life, the little mistakes can get your game over. Here you can see how I was careless about spawning, so a sentry spotted me right away, costing me pretty much a ton of health. I used an ability to spawn a pillar that I could hide behind to get away, but I just barely got out of there. and unless there are health packs, I'm likely to die off really quick anyway. Unfortunately, I was spotted right away again, so that's game over for me. As you move on in the game, you'll also get additional tasks to complete. Here we see like a stage in which you have to go to each of the markers in a sequence, as well as eating the number of furniture before you can finish the level. Because of the nature of the game, you'll be very tempted to rush it, but the sentries will really punish you for it. If you've been spotted by a sentry, it will be more alert in looking for you, and it will also teleport furniture around the room in an effort to find your cover. Once all the game elements start to combine, the stages get much harder to complete. I can guarantee that you'll be dying a lot in this game, as it gets really difficult. But in case that's not enough of a challenge for you, you can unlock more difficult campaign modes. You know, for those of you who like things a little more peppery. If you're looking for a challenge, this game definitely won't disappoint. But there are no huge jumps in difficulty. The game just gets increasingly harder, which is really well done in my opinion, because the game doesn't suddenly become frustrating out of nowhere, which some games do. The game also has challenge modes, in which you can try to finish a themed stage as fast as possible. This one is called Young Lava, and then while the level gets arranged a little differently each time, the elements of the level stay the same, so there's always going to be lava and a sentry. Overall, I think Not the Robots is a really solid game. It has interesting game mechanics, and the randomly generated levels give it quite a bit of replay value. You can find this game on Steam, and I think it's worth adding to your collection. As always, this is your friend Pyroplink, and I hope you check this game out.